selling. Man, we see your farm and gone in and you lettuce. People mean your harm, you can't tell what the pennies. But you see your papers gone, you see your pennies. When you no see me can't get replenished. Back up in the morning, can't forget the message, no. Avocado, she feel from me sending. Yeah, man, banana, I see it, she belly. Chase, I want make life sweet, so like a jelly. Climb feet, it hard, easy, so spaghetti. Stand up on the radio, video on the telly. Loving on me heart, me a spread the catchy ready. Even up beyond expectation, expectation. They love you, guarantee. Even up beyond salvation, salvation. They save you, no guarantee. Some no like how you live, want to carry your court. Some will burn every bridge until I look for support. Jealousy is a cloud.
Hey man, good evening everyone. Yeah, you're on the Jamaica World Football Talk Show. It's your host Shad. Yeah man, it's all about football and we welcome everyone who chiming in to this call and showing their support as usual. We are continuing to grow and we're continuing to grow our program and we're just looking for bigger and brighter things in the near future. So we want to welcome you. Want to welcome everyone who has been supporting the program and who has been very active, in the commentaries, being proactive in the program and so forth. It has been a blessing. It's a blessing. It's a blessing, and we have to just give thanks for everyone who comes in and support. We have a nice agenda for today, and I just want to run through the agenda. We want to talk about the under 17 reggae girls, their matches, and their quarterfinals, the senior reggae girls, issues that's going on in the squad right now. We want to focus as well on the Champions League, where we're in the semi-final round. We want to continue to showcase the Jamaica Premier League and to raise the positiveness that we're seeing in this competition. And of course, we want to also chime in on the English Premier League in terms of teams that have been promoted to the Premier League, the title race, the fourth place battle, the relegation battle. Yes, we want to focus on all of that. So that is what we have on our agenda for today. And we really hope that you will enjoy this program and that you will be proactive into what we will be discussing. So first and foremost, before I even get into our agenda, I just want to say congratulations to Stats being crowned the under 16 champions in schoolboy football in urban, and with a 2-1 victory over Kingston College. It is a great thing to see Stats rising and performing so well against a very good Kingston College team. In fact, as we reported last week, a Stats player who actually played Manning Cup actually lost his life. And we believe that the Stats players may have rise to the occasion to give him this victory. So it's a very good thing for the under 16 competition in urban, where Stats is crowned the champions. Yeah, man, that's a wonderful thing. And it's wonderful to see, one of the non-elite schools winning these football competition. Yes. So as it relates to the under 17 reggae girls, it is another victory for the girls. They blanked Cuba 4-0 only a couple days ago and are now in the quarterfinals round. And the quarterfinal will be played this Wednesday. And their next opponent, the United States of America. Yep. These young girls are undefeated in their run-up to this minute. They are playing some excellent football. They have a warrior trait in them, never say die. In fact, they were up against a very strong Dominica Republic recently. At halftime, it was 1-1, and they pulled it off with a 3-1 victory. Yes, man, these girls are really carrying the colors of Jamaica and doing so in the best manner that you can possibly think. and to now be up against the United States under 16, I strongly believe, and my prediction is that there will be victory for the young reggae girls. Yeah, man. I don't see anyone at all defeating these girls at any given time. You know, these girls are really and truly up for the fight in every way, shape, or form. Yes, man. And so it's a good thing for our football program. Now, on the contrary to that, we have the senior reggae girls. And of course, we know that the senior reggae girls, they have qualified for the final round. And this final round is where they're going to be up against some of the strongest of teams. And the strongest of teams that they will be up against, that is where they will get their foot into the World Cup. And I'm really looking forward to see the reggae girls in another World Cup. But lo and behold, there are issues rising out of nowhere. And now the reggae girls have petitioned calling for the sacking of their coach, Coach Blaine. Now, just to remember, the reggae girls, senior reggae girls, are 4-0 in their run-up in the qualification. And now when they are in the most important setting and where they should be focusing on their football, no, they are calling for the sacking of the coach. Now, personally, I cannot tell you what is going on or what has transpired for them to want the coach to actually get sacked at this time. I'm not privy to that information. I don't even think I want to be privy of that information either, because one of the things that I don't like about Jamaica's football program is that each and every time when we start to progress, there's always someone outside who trying to throw something in the spokes of the bicycle. It's as if we want to damage the world situation. It's as if we want to destroy what we have created. And I don't really understand what could have caused them to know coming out at this stage. Why not in the early stages? Why not in the early stage before we won those 4 matches and going into the final round? You know, there's always someone ready to destroy our wonderful program. And to be honest, I'm very, very disappointed because I really and truly believe that these girls are fighters, have been fighters, and have set a strong presence in world football. And to know going down this road as the senior boys went through, it is appalling to say the least. I really don't like what I'm hearing out of the camp. And I think that something has to be done. And I hope that it is to the benefit of Coach Blaine, who has really and truly stepped forward, give the girls all the support, give them the right chemistry in terms of what they need to be successful thus far. Sometimes it could be something that a person say. And I believe that if a person says something, not all the time we have to jump the gun and make it into such a big deal. Sometimes we just have to sit down, talk it over, apologize, and move forward. Yes, man, that's how I think that this thing should be done. Because, what is so bad that now these girls are calling for the sacking of Coach Blaine? I don't know Coach Blaine personally, but to give a team 4 wins from 4, it's a huge telling. It is a huge telling. And what we should be focusing on is the next strategy to overcome our opponents in the final piece of the challenge. We want to get to the World Cup. Let's put aside these indifferences right now. Let us qualify first before we start all these shenanigans. But it's out there. How can we solve it? Who can actually stand between the girls and Coach Blaine? Who is actually the one behind all this? That is a question. And those who are actually doing that, hopefully it's for the right reasons. But at the end of the day, we want to support the reggae girls. But at the end of the day, we can't bother with the cascas. We see it with the boys and they didn't qualify. Now we're in the same predicament. And now we start the Cascas, and the Cascas is going to destroy all the commitment and all that we have been sitting and planning before. Why are we at this stage again? We shouldn't be at this stage again. And so every time Jamaica's football program goes forward, we keep coming backward. 10 step forward, 12 step backward. We don't want this. We really and truly don't want this. Not now. I love Jamaica's football. I love everything that Jamaica football represents. I contribute to Jamaica's football, and I want to see the uptick in Jamaica's football where we become world champions at some point. And I think that with our girls and the way that I see our girls from U17 all the way up to the senior program, I think we can make a mark at some point in world football, and we will make a statement, but not in this manner. Not with these news. We don't want those news. I personally don't want those news. You know, I like to sit and watch, you know, the Bunny Shaws and the Trudy Edwards and all these players. I like to watch them. But why no? What is really going on? That is a question. So I'll leave that question mark for others to give some feedback on that. Because in all honesty, we shouldn't be here. Well, I wanted to step to the Champions League, you know, because the Champions League football is now the big thing that is going on. We saw last week where Manchester City literally outwit Real Madrid. In fact, I think Manchester City kind of put themselves in a predicament right now because at one point I just thought that Man City would have just blew away Real Madrid. They went up about 3-1, and I thought it was over. Manchester City will now go about 4 or 5 based on how they were playing. But one thing that I know in football is that football is wrong. And in football, it is not over until the referee blows that final whistle. And lo and behold, as we said that, here comes the great Big Ben Benzema, scoring to put his team back on track at 3-2. And although Manchester City went again and scored, opening up to 4-2, Big Ben came again and scored and make the score be a little bit more subtle because they're going to take the match now to Manchester City when they get home. It's going to be an epic match. I don't think that this match is one that anyone should try to miss. That match is going to be tomorrow afternoon, 3 p.m. Yeah, man, Eastern Standard Time. So I'm looking to see Real Madrid going out and giving back Manchester City a run for their money. I strongly believe that Real Madrid will overpower Manchester City and get to the final. I think this is the stage that you would like to see players such as Vinny, Ben, Modric. These players step up. Cruz. These players always step up when it matters most. This is a time for us to see these world-class players. Not saying that Manchester City does not have world-class players, you know, but this time, at this moment, we will see all these superstars from Real Madrid step up, especially the fact that they just claimed the La Liga. I think that they have gotten enough time now to think about their strategy to now execute against a Manchester City. So my bet is Real Madrid to win. I think Real Madrid will win 3-1 tomorrow and advance to the final. Now, the Wednesday matchup, we actually saw Liverpool defeat Villarreal. And honestly speaking, I thought that Villarreal was negative in their way of play. Villarreal, a team that I always see play open football, for some reason decided to play more defensive against a Liverpool team. Make it hard for them, yes, we understand. But they were so negative in the play, and I was happy to see Liverpool pull off a 2-0 victory against Villarreal. Now they go over to Villarreal, and this is the next question. Will Villarreal take the game now to Liverpool. They have to score to be in contention to go to the final. So at this stage, what we are seeing is the English Premier League versus La Liga. Yeah, and this is a very, very good matchup. But for some reason, to me, I just cannot see a Villarreal overpowering a strong Liverpool team as we have at this moment. No, I cannot see it. I am not a Liverpool fan, but I can tell you that I do not see or envision Villarreal overturning this score. So my bet is going to be a Liverpool. Whether it's a draw for Liverpool, because a draw pull Liverpool straight through, it could be a nil-nil draw because Liverpool can also set up to play defensive and lock them out. Or I am looking to see Liverpool scored at least two more goals. The reason being, Villarreal will have to open up for them. So that's where I am. That's my prediction. I think Liverpool will extend and give them another 2-0. And Villarreal will just be another sulky team that just did not come to play beautiful football. Yep. So that's where I'm at today. Yes. One of the things, and I think from the start that from the start of our program, one of the things that we always highlighted is the Jamaica Premier League. And as I've said to many friends and fans, the Jamaica Premier League is one of the best I've seen in recent years, honestly speaking. And, there is a link now to watch the Jamaica Premier League if you are in the United States. It's Instat.TV. And you can watch all the games. In fact, there are two games playing tonight, Monday evening games, of course. And it is just a nice thing to observe what is going on in Jamaican Premier League. I remember a couple of years ago I was having a discussion with one of my colleagues, and he watered on the Jamaica Premier League. No quality footballers are in the Premier League and so forth, no good coaching, etc., etc. And I was like, no, I don't see it. And he had a good argument because, of course, you have to value everyone's opinion. But what I'm seeing this season is top quality football. And even to see newcomers, Dumbo Holden, at the top of the league, it's quite telling. Yeah, man, Dumbo Holden defeated Mount Pleasant, the Stush team from St. Anne, defeated them 3-1. I thought that Mount Pleasant would have stepped up and give a serious challenge to Dumbo Holden, but unfortunately, it was never to be. And Dumbo Holden just brushed them aside very, very easy. And the thing about it is, it was actually in Jacksal. So that's the home of where Mount Pleasant is. And it was an easy boxway for 3 points. Dumbo Holden continued to lead the Jamaica Premier League. Speaking about the Jamaica Premier League, I can honestly tell you, there's one team that I continue to watch, and that is Humble Lion. My colleague and friend Andrew Price, coaching Humble Lions. I've watched them sitting at the bottom of the league, and I'm telling you, they are the informed team, and they keep picking teams off. And on Sunday, they clipped Portmore United 1-0. Now, let me tell you, if you're watching tactics, strategies, everything, formation, it is Humble Lion. That is a team. They are close-knitted, defensively strong, offensively strong. But they would be the team to just take the odd 1 point, make sure that them drop a Bob money on any team on any given day. So watch out for Humble Lions as them continue to creep up the table. They're taking these 3 points seriously, and teams are overlooking them because they might be looking at the paper and simply saying, hey, you know what? A Humble Lion will go play. We're going to get them 3 points. But Humble Lions did not come to Conco. You understand? Yeah, man. I'm come for them 3 points. And so congrats again to Andrew Price, which is Humble Lions. Victors against Portmore United. It's always good to see a friend winning in these type of competition. Today I thought about wearing my Arnett Garden jersey, and I mind said, don't do it, because for the last couple of weeks, I've been wearing Manchester United jersey, and I'm saying to myself, you know what? I think it's a curse for me to wear the jersey this season. So another thing that I'm going to do is make sure that I don't wear any Manchester United jersey. But yesterday, I was there watching Arnett Gardens match, and I had on my Arnett Garden jersey, and lo and behold, the curse of Manchester switched to Arnett Garden. Man, Arnett God was actually up 1-0, and I'm ready and celebrating. Half time, it's 1-0. Yeah, my team is up. I'm starting the celebration. And I forgot about the other 45 minutes. And truthfully speaking, against VR United, I would have expected Arnett God to just continue scoring goals. But Veer decided, no, you know what? I'm going to show you that there's a real curse and you wear any jersey this season. And therefore, Veer came back and snatch those 3 points from my beloved Arnett Gardens. But it feel away, but not because it really it's really a good look when you see your home team playing and winning matches. And Arnett Gardens have really been rising up into the table. So, seeing them playing some beautiful football, it's just unfortunate. But yeah, they say, hey, we'll come for scalp Arnett and send them back home with 0 points. So, of course, my beloved Arnett went back to jungle with no points. But one of the games that really fascinated me yesterday was Tivoli Gardens. Yeah, man, them snatched 3 points on Montego Bay United. Not sure if people are aware of what's going on at Montego Bay United, but prior to the Premier League, there was a big controversy in where normally and how the constitution is written is that because UA decided that they do not wish to continue in the Jamaica Premier League, a team had to go up. And so the team that had to go up is a team that got relegated, or one of the last team that got relegated, and versus a team that was actually in the final for promotion to come up the last. So that would be the Super League. So if you're in the final and you lost the final, you would play against the team that just got relegated. I think that's how it really go. And so the expectation was that Montego Bay United would have played against Wadada United or Wadada FC. And unfortunately, it never happened. There was regulations that needed to be followed. And of course, Montego Bay United got the bye to go and play in the Premier League. What I've been seeing since Montego Bay United has been into the league is just pure trash football from Montego Bay United. Not to bash them or anything, but they have a good program. They have a very, very good program. But to see that you would have expected them to at least take advantage of that opportunity that came to them, where they got the buy over Wadada. And of course, it raised a lot of controversial issues, etc., etc. Wadada will be playing Tier 2 football in Jamaica next season. Next season meaning it starts May 28th, Tier 2 football. And so, they may have felt very gutted knowing that they were overlooked in terms of that promotion run. But there should have been a clash. I would have preferred if there was a clash, that match would have been played, and that between Wadada and Montego Bay United, and then it is decided from there. I would have really appreciated that. But Montego Bay United does not seem to be interested in the Premier League and just lagging around, losing some serious games, it's just not what you expected of a Premier League team. And they're sitting at the bottom of the table. I think they're on 5 points, and TG just said, well, I'm Montego Bay United, I give a point, so I'm going to take my 3 points. And that's basically what they did. They took their 3 points. And you can't wrong them. You can't wrong any team from one for take them 3 points there from Montego Bay United. If you don't prepare, okay, you understand. You have to prepare if you want to win matches, yeah. And something is going on, but it is not for me to say other than them don't look like them ready for the Premier League. Maybe next season they will decide to start play football. Yep. Speaking about football, boy, the English Premier League turn up, innit? Yeah, man, the Premier League turn up to a point that, I have to really sit and observe what is going on, especially the title race. But before we go into the title race, I just want to congratulate Fulham. Fulham are now crowned champions of the championship, and they are promoted, automatic promotion, to the English Premier League for next season. Of course, we know that we have Bobby Reid, play for Jamaica, plays for Fulham, and they have a very good squad, very good program, and I'm looking to see some good matches from Fulham. I have always liked Fulham because one of my favorite players used to manage Fulham, and that is Jean Tigana. Jean Tigana played for the French national team with players like Michel Platini, one of the best known midfielders, and Platini was credited for bringing France to the semifinals of the World Cup in 1986. But I still believe that it was John Tigana holding off and keeping everything at bay because they had they used to play the square, and I'm telling you, I don't think any team could have conquered the square until, of course, they met Argentina, who became the World Cup winners in 1986. So Jean Tigana used to coach Fulham, and therefore I used to watch them a lot because that was my player. Yeah. Of course, he had to sue Fulham because of some discrimination that actually took place. So they're promoted. Really love to see them again. It is a good thing, and that's why I'm in my black and white today in recognition and promotion of Fulham. Yes. So now we see the title race and we see some little switches here. We see Liverpool win their game yesterday. They're now on top, waiting for Manchester City to play their matches. It's gonna be down the wire type of title race, and I really love it. I really love it for football. I know that the fans of Liverpool are looking forward to these challenges. I think it is a beautiful thing for football in general, and not like we're one team just run away with the league. I don't even watch the Bundesliga for the sake that we all know that Bayern Munich is going to win. So why am I going to watch that? But in the English Premier League, seeing the Manchester City, seeing the Liverpool going head on head for that, it is a wonderful and wonderful blessings to football in general. Now, Liverpool played an excellent match. They just continue to score. They just continue to win. They're a very confident team. They're just unstoppable. And so you have to just hope that Manchester City can win their match too. And if they win their match, continue to make it a challenge to Liverpool FC. So the title race going all the way down the wire. Personally, I'm not a Liverpool fan. I'm a Manchester United fan. I don't like Liverpool for nothing at all. But at the end of the day, when it's a beautiful football being played by a team, even though you might not like them per se, you still have to give credit where it's due. Liverpool has played some beautiful football, and the press football is working wonders for them. For the fourth place is a serious matchup, and the serious matchup being that now we're seeing Arsenal taking the next step to grab that fourth place spot. It is down to the wire between Arsenal, Tottenham, Manchester United, possible West Ham. But Arsenal now have put themselves in a very good position. They're actually on 63 points and Chelsea is on 66 points. So Chelsea themselves can't afford to even slip up because Arsenal is fine in form. Arsenal is a team that always find late form when it comes down to the fourth place finishing. They're the champions of fourth places. I've seen them for years. Once they're down to the wire for fourth place, they will always win it. And that's the thing with teams. You have all the season to play some beautiful football. You choose not to until when you know that, hey, you know what, there's a place to fight for, and then you decide, okay, now let me challenge for that. But I cannot discredit Arsenal for that because guess what? Them box out Manchester United easily, for victory last week and get a 3-1 win. So they're really coming and playing their game. Even a match that I watched them played yesterday, hard fought match. I mean, they came away 2-1 winners, but I really can tell you, man, they have some gem in their team. That the young youth named Saka, I'm telling you, that youth is good. That youth is good, world class player. They have Martin Odegaard, played some beautiful football. So I'm really loving their push for fourth place. But then one of the key thing in this fourth place run up is that they will then play Tottenham, and Tottenham is pushing for the fourth place spot. Yes. So it will be a very interesting match to see um, Arsenal versus Tottenham in that North London derby. That is going to be some match. And I'm going to tell you, football fans, don't try to miss that match. That match is going to be a testament of what beautiful football is all about. Tottenham versus Arsenal. Cannot miss that match. Now, Manchester United win their match today against Brentford, a match that they expect to win at Old Trafford. In fact, it was the last match for Manchester United today. That's their home match. You know what? That's a beautiful thing for me. It's not even about Manchester United winning their match against Brentford. It's the fact that I literally saw Matic playing his last match, Mata playing his last match at Old Trafford. And I have to say, yippee. I'm so excited. I don't like Matic for nothing. And nobody can convince me otherwise to say that he is a footballer. I just believe that he is lackadaisical. He can play if he wants to play and when he wants to play. But throughout this entire season, he has been rubbish. So seeing him leave Old Trafford is a blessing for me. I just want to see the back of him outside of Old Trafford. Bye-bye. But today, the scene matter, one matter showing some brilliance in his game today makes me have to wonder. So where was Mata all this time? Because he's a top baller, but then all of a sudden, that's it. You just show up today at the last two games. What about the rest of the 30 plus games that we would have expected him to be playing? What about the Champions League where we got knocked out by the same Villarreal? What about the FA Cup? What about all those matches? And all of a sudden, I'm seeing Mata coming and showing straight brilliance today, playing like the one Mata that I know of yesteryears, who control football game and let defenders know that he is present. And that's what I see in today's game with one Mata. But as I said, the greatest part of today's result is for me to see Matic, Nemanja Matic, leaving Old Trafford for good. It's time for the rebuilding process at Old Trafford. Time for us to start getting better players to wear the badge of Manchester United. Yeah, man, that's where I am so excited for next season. Can we get the fourth spot? Yeah, man, of course we can get the fourth spot. When you really think about it, fourth spot is up for grabs. Arsenal can lose their games. Tottenham can lose their games. Manchester United just need to win their games. Focus on their games, the games that are ahead of them. Win those games and let Arsenal and Tottenham go and fight it out. And then we will focus on that fourth spot. Is it something that I like for Manchester United? I've never seen Manchester United fight for fourth spot before. So that is not something that I can say, hey, I'm pleased about, or really and truly love to see Manchester United battling for this fourth spot. I think we should just put it to the side and just focus on rebuilding, play Europa League, and then use the Europa League to build and challenge ourselves for the English Premier League. That's where I think we should. I think teams like Arsenal and Tottenham deserve to be in the Champions League over Manchester United, even though Manchester United is a big club. So at the end of the day, it's just the way that I see it. But then West Ham, who I thought would have come up as well, they lost their game yesterday as well. So that is a big slap in their face, and no, they don't seem to be in the challenge as the Manchester, Tottenham, and Arsenal. The relegation battle is something, isn't it? The relegation battle. I saw Everton FC deciding that they're not going to be relegated. Remember, Norwich got relegated on Saturday. And so when I watched that Norwich match, see that they gave up, see that they already concede that they are going to be in the championship. They didn't show any fight. But Everton know within themselves that they have been in the English Premier League for so many years and now see themselves at the bottom of the table. They're in the top bottom of the table. But they needed a victory, and they needed a victory against Chelsea. And lo and behold, here they came and brushing Chelsea aside, giving them a Bob Marley. Brilliant match to watch on both sides, whether you're a Chelsea fan or Everton fan. It was a brilliant match, and I really like that. I really like how Everton set up. I really like how they had the fight in them. They finally had the warrior spirit to fight because they know, listen, if we don't fight, we're going to be relegated. I feel like if Chelsea had won that game, Everton would have sunk and get relegated. But they're still in the fight. But Burnley is not giving up either. Burnley, who is above Everton FC, are fighting for their dear life because they too want to survive. And they have won their match as well. So it is going to be a ding-dong battle all the way to the end in the relegation. And I'm really, really loving the relegation battle. So all these teams, I really and truly love to see what is going on. The battle is on. And then we have Leeds. Leeds is slipping. Leeds have slipped since they have sacked Bielsa. I thought that was a bad thing for them to do, even though they had a bad start and so forth. But it was really and truly bad. It was really and truly bad for them. And it's a thing where you have to start wondering what next for Leeds United. Will they be in championship? It's a team that I really and truly love. Yeah, man, I really and truly love that team. But if Leeds drop, chances are Manchester United will be able to pick up Phillips. Yeah, man, Calvin Phillips is a player that I really want to see at Manchester United. And I know that if they get relegated, then he will join. Yeah. So that is the way the Premier League is going at this moment. And of course, you're going to be seeing a lot of transfers, players moving away, especially from Manchester United. I think Paul Pogba's day at Manchester United is over. You're going to be seeing a lot of players leaving the Premier League and going elsewhere. Some might stay in the Premier League. But overall, this transfer market is something that we have to look forward to, you know. And speaking about that, as we're thinking about that and flipping back into Jamaica, as we speaking about my own team, Tuscany Warriors Football Club, we're looking to be one of the most promising teams in football in Jamaica, and we have actually positioned ourselves to take on any challenge that we face. So we're looking forward to anything that comes forth. We have some brilliant players, some brilliant young-minded players. We have captain caliber. We have leaders. We have fighters. We have everything. So I can honestly tell you that based on what we have seen, based on what I have seen, I think that Jamaica's football is in good hands. But I do believe that the Jamaica Football Federation need to come on board and start to support teams that are seriously focusing on grassroots football and youth development. That is what Tuscany Warriors Football Club is all about. You understand? You cannot overlook the fact that we have a young team that can go up against any team at any given time and give a good account of ourselves. And that is Tuscany Warriors Football Club. Yeah, man. So at the end of the day, we really want to get the support from you fans, the support from the Jamaica Football Federation, because we are gunning for everything that there is. We want to be the best. We will be the best. And we're starting it out in Westmoreland. Yep, we want it to be known that we are the top team in Westmoreland. And that is where we want to put our focus. And so, with that said, we want to wrap up, because we want to make sure that we put our show in a time limit. We don't want to exceed the time, We want to put ourselves within a 1 hour period in terms of our football show. When we do have guests, when we do have people engaging, we want people to really know that we are scheduling a 1 hour program. We can talk within that 1 hour. We want to make sure that we bring our program between 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. every Monday. That is our focus. That is our focal point. Yeah, man. So at the end of the day, one of the things that we want to talk about, and that is the transfer market, as we had indicated earlier. Liverpool and Manchester United, they are targeting Shemeni, who will cost them $60 million from Monaco this summer. That's where the big spending, midfield, generals, that's where everyone is focusing on. Everyone is already looking for the next player to strengthen their team. Calvin Phillips faces the anxious way to see his team, Leeds United, to see if they will offer him a new contract. No talks have been made. Calvin Phillips have been injured recently. Even Arsenal was told that striker Victor Osimhen will cost them 100 million from Napoli. So that is a turn off because Arsenal don't like to spend any money. So you're not gonna see them spending 100 million for any player anytime soon. So these are things that are coming out into the news right now. Valencia themselves, they denied reports that they have agreed a deal to sell midfielder Carlos Soler to Barcelona for 17 million. You are going to see a lot of these news. So what we want to focus as the Premier League winds down, as other leagues start to wind down, the focus for our program will then become the transfer market. So as we jump into the summer, we will be focusing on the transfer market that is in Europe. You tell me which players you would love to see at your team. And that's the thing that we want to bring in during the summer. So this program is basically to showcase what is going on. We want to keep it active. We want everyone to know and embrace the fact that we want to focus on everything football. In terms of the Jamaica Reggae Boys program and how they are performing for their team, we just and might be out playing some beautiful football under Steven Gerrard. So it's a big loss for them. And then we have Reggae Boy Daniel Johnson, played an excellent game, scored 2 goals for his team. They won 3-1 against Barnsley on Saturday. So it's a good match for Daniel Johnson. A youth were coming to the national program, scored a beautiful goal at one point, and then we start to hear, all these different things in terms of his game, and they started to point fingers on him to say, he's one of the faults why we didn't qualify. But I think that he brought good quality to the team, and that the team needed to just play to his strength, and that's where we actually lost. So just to give some update as to what is going on with our Reggae Boys, and we want to continue to bring those type of programs to you. So until then, and hopefully next week we can chime in again and speak more about Jamaica's football. Jamaica's football can go places. It is for us as Jamaicans to come on board to support every single thing that is going on. We need to start find all our players and start to showcase what is good about Jamaica's football and let the people hear about it here on Jamaica World Football Talk. So bye for now, and thank you again for joining. Thanks everyone. It has been a pleasure to just talk about some football. Hopefully that the information that I have shared is welcoming to you, and that you are informed about this. We want to continue to structure our program in the best way that will make it excited for you. We will just continue to improve as we go along. So thanks again, and have a good night. One love.